Well, hello, business builders, and welcome to Business for Breakfast, where business is the most important meal of the day. I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti business guy. Our goal in this channel is to give you a ton of micro lessons that you can use to help you mind your own business. Today is going to be a little revealing. I'm going to tell you about how I got into ministry 15 years ago. It's going to be a good one. So buckle up and let's get ready to get into it. All right. To get this story off the ground, I got to tell you how it all came to be. Okay. And how it all came to be was in the year 2006. I was running the practice. We were doing unbelievably well. And in 2006, my close friend and mentor, Louis, had a lunch meeting with me. It was something, I don't know exactly where we were at when this happened, but Louis called me into ministry. When I say called me into ministry, Louis had basically said, "Hey, I see you've got a calling in your life. I think that you were called to ministry." Okay, now mind you, in my mind, I'm thinking like pastoring a church. Okay, now there's 1,000,000 ways to be in ministry other than being the guy on stage at church. Okay, but for some reason, my mind was that's what he was talking about. I was like, Louis, that ain't me, bro. I mean, I'm running this big practice, this agency. It's like, no, that's not me. And I decided then to do something that I wouldn't realize would have such a powerful impact on my life, but I did something 15 years ago. I trusted what Louis saw in me over what I saw in myself. Let me say that again. I trusted what Louis saw in me more than what I saw in myself. And I've also had a lifelong habit of leaning into things that I'm fearful of. Most people lean away. I've taught myself to intentionally lean into. And so Louis said, "Hey, you've got a calling in your life," because I had an opportunity to get in ministry, like do something at the church, and I was like, "That's not for me." And Louis was like, "That's for you." And so I jumped into that, and within a few years, I was pastoring. Okay, and after about 3 years of being in ministry, I took Louis to lunch, and I said, "Hey, Louis," I said, "You were right. I love it. I'm so glad that I listened to you." And I said, "And here's the kicker." I said, "Now I actually want to do more of the weekend stuff and less of the practice stuff. I want to do more of the weekend stuff and less of the Monday through Friday stuff." And Louis, also like me, was bivocational. Still is, by the way. He's pastoring a church out in a little town outside of Fresno, California. But Louis, also bivocational. He's a registered nurse. And then at that time, he was Rebecca and I's young married pastor, and he had a home church on the weekends as well. And so Louis, like me, was a 7-day-a-week working type of guy. And so after about 3 years of being in ministry, I took Louis to lunch, and I said, "Louis, I'm really liking this weekend stuff. I want to do more of the weekend stuff and less of the practice." And Louis said, when I first got in ministry years ago, and Louis always spoke in parables too. It was like, I don't know, just the wisest man I've ever met. And Louis said, when I first got in ministry, I was struggling with the same thing. He said, and my mentor, this is Louis talking, he said, my mentor gave me the best definition of ministry I've ever heard. He said, don't think of ministry as in what you do on the weekend at church. He said, first of all, Jesus didn't do any ministry in the church, okay? Jesus was always out with the people. He said, but think of ministry in its purest form as simply helping people suffer less. Helping people suffer less. And Louis told me, what I realized after I heard that definition, what I do in the hospital was more ministry than what I did on the weekend. And for me, what I realized the following Monday at the practice, what we do at the practice is more ministry than what I was doing on the weekend. And this is my encouragement for you to really try to channel ministry to your customer. Because in the end, most people have a job, fewer still have a career, and every once in a while, somebody is operating in their calling. Most people have a job, few have a career, but the sweet spot is your calling. And the crazy thing is if you have the mindset of waking up and not making a dollar bill, remember, those that want to be rich rarely are, because money only follows contribution, right? So if your goal is to wake up a bazillionaire and you just focus on money, it's not going to happen. Because the way society rewards you of the money is by creating a product that is widely used by a lot of people. The byproduct of that is money. The byproduct is money, okay? It's not why you do it, it's the byproduct of helping a lot of people. And I'm telling you, as soon as Louis was able to really kind of give me a new and better definition of ministry, it completely transformed what I do during the day. And if you are a Venti business owner and you own a serviced type of business, understand that your customer is coming in because they are suffering in some capacity. Okay, think about it. And by the way, I can give you an example of everything. A guy comes in for a haircut. Okay, he's coming in. Why? Because he's suffering because the hair on his neck is bugging the heck out of him. Okay. Somebody goes to the doctor. Somebody has to go to the dentist. Somebody wants to go to your coffee shop, your sandwich shop, whatever it is. That's because they're in need of something, right? They're suffering in some capacity. Suffering meaning going without, having lack of. They're suffering. And if you can have the mindset of helping your customer suffer less, I don't know, man, it completely transformed my entire business overnight. And most of you guys know that Rebecca and I own a small business accounting firm. And our small business owners are the sun in our universe. They're the center of our universe, and everything revolves around them. And for us, we exist as a firm, and all of our team members know this, that we exist. We get paid by those amazing clients of ours, and our only job at the firm is to help our small business owners suffer less. I've said it before, in my opinion, the greatest people on planet Earth are small business owners. And nobody helps them. Most of them are an island by themselves, and nobody is looking out for them. I think that's probably what makes us so unique as an accounting firm, because Rebecca and I aren't accountants. We're small business owners. And so the needs and the suffering of our small business clients is the same needs and suffering that Rebecca and I have, which makes it very easy for us to empathize, really emphasize, empathize, sympathize, and anticipate the suffering and the needs of our clients. And so it makes it very easy when you know the client as well as they know themselves. And so for you, that's really all this is. Okay? It's nothing complicated. It's nothing difficult. It's just for you guys to understand that this is the nature of what we do. Okay? And so I want to make sure that you understand that if you can take what you do and have the mindset of helping your customers suffer less, let me just tell you something, man. Just like for Louie, just like for me, your business transforms on Monday. Mark my words. If this actually sits with you and you understand and really understand, you hear what I'm saying, but you understand what I'm saying, your life is different. So my encouragement to you as a Venti business owner, where we have to get the money to pay the bills and to pay our bills and to have a livelihood and everything that we want out of this business. But if you can make that one tiny shift and work to help your customers suffer less, you'll notice everything just changes. Completely transforms. Okay? So, today, I just want you guys to be encouraged. Okay? Now remember, if you hearing me today, right? Remember, whether you think it's easy or you think it's hard to implement, you're right. I think it's just time to do one thing. We need to do one thing. What's the one thing we need to do? What time is it, gang? It's time to get to work.